This is a video that I put on YouTube in September 2010 under a different username, YT Mandiv. And let me make it just a little bigger here, but it shows volume caustics. And I had a few requests to make a tutorial on how to do this, and so that's what I'll do here today. So what we'll do is create a scene from scratch that shows the volume caustic effects that are illustrated in this video, in addition to the refractive caustics and the reflective caustics. To save time, I've gone ahead and created the geometry that we'll be using, consisting of 4 different planes. The plane here, it will become the water surface. It's a 10 unit by 10 unit plane with 100 subdivisions on each side. Another plane here will simply be the bottom of the pool to receive refractive caustics, and a back plane here to receive reflective caustics. And then importantly, this background plane here, which is located behind the volume that will be in which we will see the volume caustics, is an important component, and we'll talk more about it a bit later. We'll be using 2 materials, a surface material here, which has already been assigned to this plane that will become the water surface, and also a background material which has already been assigned to this background object here. Next, we want to create a displacement of this membrane surface so that we can see it in the viewport. So for this surface material, we want to place a ocean shader in the displacement slot here. So in this displacement material, what we're going to do is drag an ocean texture over to this displacement, and then we're going to select the membrane and go to the surface and go to Modify, Convert Displacement to Polygons with History, so that we can actually make an animation. And this ocean texture, the only change that we'll make here is to increase the wave height a little bit. And while we're at it, we'll go ahead and set up here for 100 frame animation. And I'll set a key here at time 0 and go to frame 100, change the time value to 2, and set another key. Okay, let's go ahead and make some changes in the surface material. So we'll change the color, let's see, to a sort of a light blue. And change the transparency to the same color. And we'll check refractions here and set the refractive index to 1.35. Alright, next let's create a light. We'll use a direct light, and we'll raise it up here above the water surface and rotate it so that it's pointing down on the water surface, and tilt it back a little bit like so. And over in the attribute editor, we'll look at the mental ray tab, and we want this to emit photons. We'll change the photon color to the value here to 0.1. And for photon intensity, we'll go down from 8,000 to 50 in the photon intensity. Additionally, we'll be using mental ray rendering, so let's go ahead and set up for that. We'll change the render from Maya Software to Maya Mental Ray. In the Indirect Lighting tab, we want to turn on Caustics, and in the Quality tab, we are going to increase the ray tracing number here a little bit, and for reflections too. And in the Features tab, we'll go ahead and turn on this auto volume. Check that on. This is normally, our default is off, so we'll check that on, and that takes care of our render settings setup. Okay, let's go ahead and do a render here, and what we'll do is we'll increase the caustic photons from 10,000 to 1 million, so we can get a decent quality here. And what I'll do is I'll pause the video while I render this. Okay, we're back, and you can see the rendering here took about 22 seconds, and we're getting very nice refractive caustics on the bottom of the pool and reflective caustics on the back of the pool, but we're not getting any volume caustics at all. In order to get volume caustics, we're going to have to do two things. Firstly, we're going to have to add a party volume shader to this background material. So let's look at this background material here, and down in the mental ray section, you have a section here for a volume shader, and what we need to do is put a party volume shader in there. So let's look over in the hypershade and middle mouse drag the party volume shader over to this volume shader, and go ahead and we'll set the scatter to a value of 0.006, and we'll leave the extinction at 0.001. Secondly, we have to put a party volume photon shader in this surface material. So let's look at the surface material, and what we're going to do here in the photon volume shader slot, we're going to drag a party volume photon shader to that slot. So party volume photon shader shown right here. So we middle mouse drag that over into the photon volume shader, and we'll make the changes here in the scatter. We'll set it to 0.05 in the scatter, and in the extinction we'll set that to 0.04. Alright, now if we render the scene at this point, we should be able to see the volume caustic effect. So let's do a render, and I'm going to pause the video while it is rendering. Alright, we're back, and as you can see, that rendering took about 33 seconds, and this is a 5-year-old mobile workstation that I'm working with here. But you see the very clear volume caustics, these visible light rays in the volume here beneath the water's surface. And that's in addition to the refracted caustics on the bottom of the pool and the reflected caustics on the back of the pool. And if we compare with the rendering that we did before without the party volume shaders, you can see the striking difference here. The caustics, refractive caustics and reflective caustics, and here you have in addition this volume shading, or this visible light rays which are visible in this volume. Alright, next let me go ahead and render out 100 frames and see what the animation looks like. I'm going to pause while the rendering is going on. Okay, I'm back, and this is rendering of 100 frames of this animation that we've created. and unfortunately I forgot to set the ocean time tangents to linear, but nevertheless you can see the effect here of this volume caustics in the animation. In summary, these are the materials that we have used, the shading networks. For the surface material, we have a party volume photon shader in which the scatter is set to 0.05 and the extension to 0.04, and we have a background material with a party volume shader in which the extension is scatter is set to 0.006 and the extinction to 0.01. In this animation we created, you can see that there are many adjustments which could be made to improve the look of the animation, and you can do such things as adjusting the scatter of the party volume shader, or the scatter or extinction of the party volume photon shader, and also you could vary the color and transparency and reflection of the water surface itself. So I hope this has been helpful to you. Thank you very much.